How's it going? I'm Marlena. Thanks for wandering by. So today I'm gonna do something a little different. I typically do my month gone by videos where I review the previous month. And this month I decided I wanted to maybe try doing something, not always doing it, but only when I'm just like really excited about the month that's coming up, making a video called the month to come, or not month ahead, because that like implies like the month ahead reading, but like the month to come is what I was thinking. And because we're getting ready now, it's actually the 1st. It's October 1st today. And I kind of wanted to bring you in along my sort of like into my brain to see what it is that I do to get ready for my tarot and oracle practices that I do during throughout the month. And so I have this is like my brain dump journal. I write poetry in here. I do like my deck and study notes and things in here, and just lists and whatever random things happen to come out. So what I thought I would do is make a list with you guys of all of the practices that I do. And then I don't do all of these practices every single month, but I do a lot of them, and like kind of pick and choose what things I want to do. And then I have a pretty huge pile of potential decks to use throughout the month. And I may or may not use all of them, but I'm feeling a little bit extra right now. And September was a little bit more minimal for me, but I'm feeling a little bit maximalist in like the amount of decks that I want to use. But I'm also thinking that I want to, instead of doing like more decorative arty kind of journal, that I want to just stick to just writing, like noting my readings and stuff in my journal. But I think I might want to just write. And I think I'm not sure if I'm gonna, because I have space in my regular journal, which is this. I have plenty of space for 1 month just here at the end. But I don't know if I want to do that, or if I want to start a new journal and then spend kind of like, October, November, and December just writing, and not doing any kind of like decorative element. I mean, I guess I can add, not like I get crazy. Like I use markers and I color and I paste. But sometimes I do draw, and I have in the past gotten like kind of, into using my glass dip pen and my colored pen, doing arty stuff inside my journal. Okay, so I'm not sure about the journal yet, so that's something that I'm considering for October. But let's go ahead and let me just bring you along with me. This could be a long one, guys. So I've got my coffee, and you're gonna hang out with me while I kind of just, think it out loud. All right, so let's write down the practices that I do typically in a month. So let me fold this down. So let's think. So for October 2023, so things I know that I already know that I'm doing is the deck study with Lisa's, Lisa Pepez's membership, my friend Lisa. And it's the Unicorn Fam. For those of you that don't know, I'll show you the deck. I'll show you the deck that we're gonna be working in. So I know that that's happening for sure. Then I have monthly medicine, which is Dawn Michelle's membership. also, and that's called the Weavers, for those of you that don't know the name of the. And so the theme for the monthly medicine is a ghost story. And it's really cool. It's really cool because there's like a reveal. So she told us to, not read through to the end, to just take it week by week. So the monthly medicine is a guided practice that Dawn Michelle writes for her membership. And this month is a ghost story. And she told us not to read ahead, because if you take it week by week, there's like a really, the story builds. So it's a ghost story. So there's like a narrative quality to it. So I know I'm doing that. And the question about the monthly medicine is going to be like, do I want one tarot and one oracle to go with this all month long? Because like here, I know that I'm studying one deck the entire month. Here, I can I have options. I can do whatever I want. So that's the thing with the monthly medicine. And each week has like a little bit of a different theme. So I might pair my decks based on each week's theme, or I might want to have just one kind of overarching thing that I do. So we'll see. Another practice that I do is part of Tegan. I just talked about this in my wrap up, my month gone by, is the animal gnosis. So Cosmic Creepers tube, just so you guys have it. So she's already revealed, because it's the first day of October. So she's revealed what our animal is going to be. And this month it's going to be vulture, which I'm like so excited about. And I can't wait. So it's so in keeping, vultures are so in keeping with the spooky season and shadowy decks. I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm thinking about vulture right now, because I'm going to save that to talk to the group about, to talk to Cosmic Creepers Patreon group. But I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to keep that in mind, that there will be different ways that I want to engage with vulture. And like, this is a practice. So this is a practice that because Tegan sort of gives us different elements and different things that she discusses, it sort of evolves for me. And that's kind of what I like about the process. I begin with, where I am at in my ideas of this animal today. And then by the end of the month, things have changed and evolved or stayed the same, depending on how I engage with it. There could be spreads. I could make my own. So this is a fun adventure type of practice. Whereas this is a structured, Dawn Michelle's monthly medicine is a structured, guided practice where you can go and do what you want to do with it. But I like having the structure that she lays out for us. And then Lisa's giving me a deck to kind of deep dive and study. So it's just, it's fun to have all these different things to do. So because I have these three that I know I'm definitely doing. Oh, also with Lisa, we do have the self-worth path, but that's just kind of more of like a one-off practice. I've already read the self-worth path. So, when we go back to it, I'm just sort of skimming it. I'm thinking about the topic, and and then we have just the one day, that we meet and we do the reading, but I usually pick a deck based on that. So this isn't, it's related to my tarot and oracle practice, but it doesn't define which decks I pick for the month to come. But so that'll come up, and I'll probably pick just one deck, and I usually do whatever I'm feeling that day, but I have I pick out a bunch of different decks that I may or may not work with for the month to come. So So it'll probably be one of the ones that I'm working with or is around me that I have out and about. All right, so those are all the practices that I do that are guided by other folks. And then a practice that is my own guide that I do is the Deck and Walk. So let's do hashtag Deck and Walk 2023. Okay, so then I know that in the month of October, we're gonna have Libra 2, Libra 3, and it'll be Scorpio 1. Oh, I'm so excited about Scorpio season, but I'm into Libra right now too. So, I'm going to probably have a deck for Libra and a different deck or set of decks for Scorpio. And yeah, so that's gonna be something that I take into account for the month. Okay, so now, let me see. Let me look at my past, my past journal so that I can see like the things that I have done. So like, this is from July. So, okay, so I did my muse. So these are the 3 things that I was thinking because I've got the rest of them. And I was also thinking a moon practice. So I'm considering, I don't think I can though. I don't think I can do a moon practice this month. I'm gonna list it here. So like what I've decided with moon practice and moon cycles is that how I like to do a moon practice when I do it is I like to go through a whole cycle from full to full, from full moon to full moon is what I did before, and that was really beneficial for me. So I think because I've got all this other stuff going on and October tends to be busy, I think I'm gonna not do a moon practice because it doesn't work for me when I just do like a reading on the full moon or a reading on the new moon. It doesn't really work for me that way. Like I have to feel the whole cycle of the moon and pay attention to it. That's a commitment. All right, so we're not gonna do a moon practice. Now, my muse is another practice that I've done before. And basically what I was doing, I was using the Divine Muses Oracle, and I was pulling one card and having that card be like my month and to sit out with me all month long. But I'm really feeling, because like in September, I did my Animal Gnosis card was the one that was like out with me all month and felt like my guardian. It ended up feeling like my guardian and protector and like the energy that I worked with all month long. So I feel like these 2 practices can kind of overlap too much. So because I'm really excited about Vulture, I think I'm not gonna do the My Muse practice this month. So we're not gonna do this and we're not gonna do this. Okay, so then another thing that I made up for myself to do is that many of us do is daily draws. And one deck that I want to spend, usually what it is, how I choose, daily, like my daily draws deck is there's a deck that I've been wanting to, and it's usually an oracle because I have a complicated relationship with oracle decks in that like they're harder for me to get to know and figure out how they fit in my practice. So daily draws is something that I've done in order to get to know an oracle deck better and spend an entire month with it. So I may or may not, this one is still remains to be seen, because I have a few oracle decks that I want to work with, in just a couple in October, a few. And if I pick it, see, what ends up happening is if I pick it for the daily draws, then I feel like I can't use it in these other things, but I don't know if I want that, because I have a few. This might still happen. So this one is up in the air. So we'll keep that in mind. And then another practice that I get into is my weekly wisdom. And this is just another practice that I created for myself, where I would do kind of like a week ahead sort of energy. And so I could do, usually I would pair like a tarot and an oracle. And this, it would help me set up my week, and I would like let that energy kind of flow across the whole week. Now, I'm not sure if I want to do this one either, because honestly, I think it's because of these two things. It's because of Vulture, and it's because of the deck study, because I know what deck I'm going to be using for the study. And I wonder if I might just forego this one as well, so that I can kind of really focus and deep dive in these other places. And I might I think week upon week I'm going to be doing something with Vulture. And of course, week upon week, we're going to be doing the monthly medicine. I'm going to be doing the monthly medicine. So I think this one also, I'm going to not do this particular month, just so I can get, deeper into these. And so I think what that means is that I'm going to pull out, maybe I'll pull out various different decks to do work with Vulture week on week. And I will likely use different decks week on week in the monthly medicine, because I just have so many decks that I do want to try to work with this month. Okay, so this is what I have going on in October, and I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to do this month in terms of particular practices. Okay, so let's look at decks now. Okay, so first I'm going to reveal to you the deck that we're doing. I hope I have this lined up right. Peggy is probably gonna, if she ever watches this, she's gonna be like, okay, you did it. You got it, I think. I don't know. This is a Peggy bag that I got specifically for deck studies, because I tend to keep all of my tarot and oracle decks in their boxes unless they come with a bag, or a friend like Dawn or Lisa or whomever sends me a specific bag for that deck. I prefer to keep my decks in their boxes just for my own storage. Maybe that might change. But in any case, so I purchased this Peggy bag, and it's the double wrap, right? It's the double pocket wrap bag. And it's, I got it specifically for deck studies with all the books on it. So that I will probably put different decks in here and to take with me on the go. See how things fit in here, because it's 2 pockets. So it fits a guidebook, a pretty chunky guidebook, which is da 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 da. So it's gonna be our deck study is gonna be the Tarot Vampire. Now, also you can fit in here. See, I think I could also, so it fits like, you know, so this is a Llewellyn set. So it fits the deck. And I think I could probably get an oracle in here too. And I was thinking, oh, I put it in order. Yeah, I have all the majors separated. This is what I did because I'm a total dork. I took out all the majors and the quartz. I'm really excited to get into the Tarot Vampires. Again, I have worked with this deck before, but I have not done a deep dive of it. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But in any case, what I did was I separated it out by decan. So I put it in order of all the decans, and I was testing myself on my decan knowledge as I was doing this. And I'm going to take this, study of the Tarot Vampires as an opportunity to further work with the decans, because this guidebook is definitely references the astrology. In fact, they're hidden, but the astrological symbols for the decans and for the majors are in the cards. So like here we have the Two of Scepters, which is the Two of Wands, and it's Mars and Aries. So if you look, you can see little Mars symbols on his, like, dangling from his belt, and then the Aries symbol here in the middle of his belt. So it has, the decans are here. And not only are they pictured with the glyphs, but they're also referenced in the guidebook. So I'm super excited to get into the study of the Tarot of Vampires. So let's talk about oracle decks first that I might want to, also pair with the Tarot of Vampires, or just, use in general. So the Sovereign Oracle, I just showed this off in my month gone by because I used it with the Herb Crafters. And honestly, this deck is so great because it's little and it's versatile, and it makes me work with words, which is, like my favorite thing, one of my favorite things to do. And the words are really cool and unexpected, and it's a wee little guy. So I'm thinking I might still keep this around and continue to use it along with the Tarot of Vampires. I'm also still so in love with the Seasons of the Witch Mabon. I do have the Samhain one, and I definitely will be using that. I'm going to break that out next. But I think this still feels very October to me. And so I want to keep it. I might use it now for daily draws. I don't know if I would use it with the other Seasons of the Witch. I don't know. I think I still want this energy. It's very hearth energy, home and hearth energy. And it's like, it's really amazing. I love everything about these oracle decks. So I'm going to keep this one out. I may use it with the Tarot of Vampires. I may use it with the other Seasons of the Witch. Wait, I might as well just bring that out because we're talking oracles. So the other Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain, maybe I should look at what these guys look like next to each other. I think I reset this deck and put it, yeah, I totally did. I reset this deck. Oh, you guys know these, right? Everybody does, I feel like. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I totally reset this deck. Let's look at them side by side. Have you all done that? Have you? Because I feel like lots of us have these. Maybe I'll do, more of the spreads that I haven't done yet with these two decks. I wonder what it would be like to work with them side by side. I hadn't considered that. Let's just look at them and see how we feel. I mean, they're very similar, of course, right? The setup is exactly the same, but there's different colors going, there's different colorways going on. I might, ooh, that's cool. Queen of the Dead and Banshee. I might want to see, I might do just like maybe a one-off, you know, like one reading with the two of them together and see. I wonder if I could like combine, you know, kind of like combine one of the spreads from the different decks, guidebooks, and see how that goes. Yeah, but for certain, I will be using, you know, these two decks. Now, this is a great deck, you know, to use with the, I don't care if it's out of order now, to use alongside the Tarot Vampires, right? That'll go perfectly together. I can't help myself. There's similar cards. That'll be an interesting thing to do too. I'm sure it exists somewhere out there to like go side by side and see if there are overlapping, you know, cards and what the difference is then, because there's certainly an apple card or apples in both of these, and there was grief. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. The metaphors, for me, they're metaphors that come through with this series is just like exactly what I need at this particular time of year. It makes me feel like festive, but it also like helps me like do, you know, personal self-growth work, which is just awesome with the theme. So in this bag, I think this bag came with another deck, but in this bag is the Oracle of Oddities, and it's three volumes of the deck in one, by Claire Goodchild. I'm not sure if this is available anymore. I think I mean, she's not printing it anymore, but I think you can still find it, you know, through other vendors. So of course this feels like a deck that I can use for a spooky season in October. Like, you know, it's bones and skulls, and it's actually memento mori. It's actually the keywords are run the gamut. So there's things that feel positive and things that feel negative and things that feel neutral and things that feel dark and things that feel light. You know, death, opposition, toxic, uncover, you know, power. And I really love, so transformation. Like I really love how in this particular Oracle deck, as compared to other, her other Oracle deck, which is just like items, the Memento Mori Oracle, this is easier for me to work with, like empathy and then the symbol for it. That's just kind of how I prefer to use Oracle. I don't have, it has to be really specific for me to find an Oracle that has like items. Like the Seasons of the Witch does work for me. I think because it's like, I don't know, the particular myth and the particular season and the particular like story that comes out of that works for me. But I don't usually work well with decks that are just items. Yeah, that's the Oracle of Oddities. I've used this as a daily draw, but I think, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Maybe this will be something that I pull to work with Vulture, just because there's all this like bones, and that feels like it might be connected to Vulture. So that'll be a good option. And I have this deck, the Magical Botanical Oracle. This is an amazing guidebook. Like, look at how big that is. I worked with this deck briefly. Oh, I had it upside down. I worked with this deck briefly, and I want to work with it again. Now I'm just going to go back on everything I just said. This deck does not have expansive keywords that that can be used across different ideas. Rather, it just has the name of the botanical on it. this is the type of deck that I would definitely need to use the guidebook alongside it. Although there's something about this artwork that feels very intuitive to me. There's other symbolism that's going on here I love the black cards, that's going on here in the cards. So, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Like we have, you know, astrological glyphs happening here that I might not need the guidebook. Although the guidebook, like, why would you want to ignore something like that chunky, written by, apparently, I don't know Christopher Penzak's work, but my friends highly recommend Christopher Penzak. So anyway, this deck, gorgeous. I definitely want to keep it out. It feels like everything about it, like the black and cream and red pops of color. Everything about it feels super, you know, super October, super spooky season deck. Okay, so I have a bunch of tarot decks next to me, and I kind of ordered them a little bit by like decks that I've used a lot, more limited and not at all. So I used the Deviant Moon last month in September, and this is one of my favorite decks of all time, and I've had it for quite a while. I can't not have this on my table in October. So even if I don't reach for it, I think I'm gonna keep it out anyway, just in case. Ooh, Three of Swords. This is the decan that's coming up. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Deviant Moon out because it just belongs on, you know, do you guys feel that way ever? Like you just take decks out and have them around because they feel like they need to be out for this time of year? Like this. So I think maybe if there's room in my Peggy bag, or I might just take another Peggy bag with me, but I want to take my Halloween tarot. If my kid doesn't want to take it from me, I might take my Halloween tarot to work with me. Oh, I must have put this in order. I certainly did. Yeah, I think I was resetting it. And I was just playing. I have edged mine in this like silver, and I did that. No, it finally has stopped. I did that like a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and it's still, it still bleeds on me. Anyway, you guys, this is just fun. I mean, it's the Halloween tarot, but I have to tell you that there's, and I don't have the bigger version, and I might kind of want to get the guidebook, but there's a lot to dig into with this. It's essentially a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but if you're doing that, like if you're making comparisons between it and Rider-Waite-Smith, if you're paying attention to things like where is the black cat in every single card. Oh, look, there's Tucker, Dawn. Sorry. I'm such a dork. That looks like Dawn Michelle's dog, Tucker, and I pointed it out to her before. Like, how cute is that? Anyway, and then just paying attention to, like, the little creatures, the imps, and I don't know, there's subtle differences. There's deep stuff to work with here, even though it's just a really cute Halloween deck. Like it's both. It's fun and, you know, and there's more to it, I think, than meets the eye. So yeah, so the Halloween tarot, I definitely want to have this one out. Is the Villains Tarot, Disney Villains. So Dawn Michelle made me this bag for my Villains Tarot specifically, and this is another super fun one, and it feels like it should be out at this time of year. I'm not sure, I edged mine in purple, right? Like, wouldn't you edge yours in purple? I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, but I might. I don't know where, maybe for monthly medicine, maybe just for random readings that I do. You know, like I listed all my practices, but that doesn't mean that I don't like grab decks and do readings, you know, for other people if they ask, or in general, you know, or for myself. This is one that I feel like I would happily use for read for others. But it feels like right for this season, you know? The villains, the Disney villains. I love it. This deck is so good. It's kind of pippish, but really if you know your Disney, then it's just fun. It's not too pippish for my taste anyway. Look at the tower. So good. Yeah. So the Disney villains, I'm going to keep out and around. So, trigger warning for those of you that don't like gory imagery or holes or things like that, or people being stabbed. I mean, this is the Hayworth Tarot and it's a pretty intense deck. This is the bag that it came in. And it's a really inexpensive deck. This is indie. Like I always say, I always remember to tell you like halfway through the video that I'm gonna put links down below where you can find things. But in any case, I love the Hayworth Tarot. Others do not necessarily love it. It's really, it's based on a podcast that I've never listened to actually. So apparently you don't need to listen to the podcast to get value out of this deck, because I haven't. It's on not the best cardstock, but it's really, I think this is like $20 US. And I'm pretty sure it's still in print. But it goes so wildly on its own way from the Waite Smith. And I just, like, I love how, like, freaking weird it is. And it's weird and beautiful, and but gory in a really, like, I don't know, in a way that, like, doesn't bother me so much. Maybe that's because it's, you know, it doesn't seem, like, super hyper realistic, like an action movie or something. Rather, it's this like surrealistic world. Like, that's pretty freaky. And that's pretty freaky too. I love this strength card. It's so good. Yeah, I love this. I've used it in the past with the Reclaim Oracle. Oh, maybe I should bring out the Reclaim Oracle. Maybe I should. I think this is going to be one of the decks that I might use for monthly medicine for sure. Yeah. That's the one that creeps Lisa out, I think. I mean, that's creepy as hell. Sorry, Lisa. So, and this looks like Jeff Buckley to me, this guy. I love Jeff Buckley. And I really feel like Jeff Buckley would be a great King of Cups. Although I don't know how emotionally stable he was. Oh, Jeff Buckley. Anyway, for those of you that don't know. Oh, and that looks like Breakfast Club. Why can't I think of her name? Ali Sheedy. That looks like Ali Sheedy to me. I don't know why. I guess from the Breakfast Club, it looks like Ali Sheedy, like when she covers her face. Okay, so Hayworth Tarot, definitely going to be out. Very likely going to be used in my monthly medicine practice. Next, we have the Marigold Tarot. And this deck, you know, I really, really love this deck, and it is very much the time of year to use this deck, but I really worked kind of intensely with this deck last year, so I might keep it out in case I really want it, but I don't know. I feel like I want to give some of my other decks that I haven't used as much more love. Because I really worked very closely with this deck for the entire month of October last year. Oh my God, I love this Two of Cups. I don't know. And I really loved it. And I still really love it when I look at it. But oh, look at that Devil card. Sorry. Maybe I like look at things and then talk myself out of what I'm saying. I'm going to keep it on the desk. I'll probably keep all of these on my desk, because I have lots of little cubby holes on my desk where I get to like kind of put things in so that if I want them, I can use them. But I don't think this is going to be one of my main decks. This is another deck. The Lost Holo is a deck that I worked with last year around this time as well. And I also did some like study type stuff. Yeah, it's in order. No, is it? Maybe maybe it's kind of in order. I don't think I've used it since I did like a side-by-side comparison of this deck with the Thoth and the Waite Smith to determine which it leaned more towards, and that was fun. That was a super fun thing to do. I really love this deck, but I've worked with it, and I like, you know, and I've worked with it a lot last year. So I think I'll keep it out, but I might, you know, I might decide to work with other things. I love a limited color palette, but I think that's what's throwing me off too about the marigold right now, is that maybe I don't think I'm feeling like things that are too limited color palette. But that's not true when I look at the next few decks that I have to show you. So maybe it's just because I'm not feeling this deck this year and I used it before, and it'll probably come back out another time. But yeah, that's the Lost Holo and the Marigold. I think I'm just going to set those aside. So this is the Crow's Magic Tarot. My box is going to die. I need a bag. I think I need a bag for this one. This is an out of print deck. Sorry, y'all. And just crows, you know, in the darkness of this deck. Like, this is an all year round deck for me, but it also feels like it's appropriate for this time of year. And I'm not sure if I'm thinking about it for the monthly medicine. I might use this for Self-Worth Path. I might even bring it with me. Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't know if I'll bring it out places with me. Gosh, I love these. I love all these reptilian creatures, the crocodile, the alligator, and the lizards, and the lizard dinosaur, I don't know, and the pterodactyls and things that pop up in this deck. So good. I don't know if I'll take it with me out in the world because it's out of print. I get kind of precious about it, but I shouldn't do that because I should just use it. I mean, I use it though. I use this deck all the time, just kind of as not part of a practice, but more just in my own like readings that I randomly do for myself. And I don't usually use this. I don't think I have read for anybody else with this. So Crow's Magic is one of my favorites. I'm going to keep it out, but I may or may not use it. And if I do, it might be with the Self-Worth Path. Okay, another deck I absolutely adore and have used quite a bit, but not in a while. So this is the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, and I haven't used this deck in quite some time. I love this deck so much. I edged mine. I'm not showing you guys, like all these decks are like pretty, they've been around. God, I love the close-ups in this deck. Like it's a minimalist deck. I think this is the one from my Tarot Extremes tag from way back when. That feels really old and far away now. And it really wasn't that super long ago. But I love this Nine of Swords, so good. Yeah, I love this deck. It's perfect for this time of year. I really, you know, orange and black, of course, and also kind of shadowy. The Raven's Prophecy books that Maggie Stiefwater wrote, that this is like connected to, but you don't necessarily have to read them. I know because I haven't read them and I use this deck quite a bit. So why was I bringing up the books? I have no idea. I guess just to tell you about that. I don't know. I want to use this deck. I really do want to use this deck this month because I haven't used it in a while. I'm just gonna keep it out, and I think maybe I'll be using it in the monthly medicine for one of the weeks. I think maybe so. I think this might be, yeah, this is a very special deck, and it feels, gosh, I have everything upside down, y'all. You guys are probably like, stop it with the upside down. This feels like a deck that takes care of me, even though it really like is very like strong in its language. But not a hug deck. I don't want to say that, but like it's a deck that kind of takes care of me. I don't know. That's, yeah. And, or at least that's the energy I'm getting from it right this 5 minutes. And I definitely want to use that. So that's the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. Okay, now these two are decks that I have used, but very limited so far. This one first, because the Terano I have used, I feel like recently. I mean, I definitely got this deck, you know, recently, and I've used it, but it's so cool. Like, this deck is so the type of deck for this season. I don't know. I love the extra card. I don't know. I love that Hermit card. It competes with another deck a little bit in terms of its artwork, because this has this like dark fae kind of energy with these different creatures that are like, they're these like mushroom creatures for the coins, and there are gargoyle creatures. Yeah, gargoyles for the swords, and then these like cute little penguin creatures and fairies that pop up in the cups. And then, yeah, there's fairies, gargoyles, mushroom guys, and then these like, you know, the people that live, the more human-like, I guess, creatures that live in the town. And then these like imp-like creatures for the wands. Look at this guy. Like, do you not love him? So I have another deck that I haven't used that sits kind of in this type of like dark elf, dark fae, like Drizzt, Drizzt books, anyone? Kind of place for me. I do want to use this. So this is going to stay out, the Terano. And then the Darkness of Light Tarot. I already did a reading with this deck just last night. This was a gift from a friend, and I've not used it very much. This deck has been around. It's an indie deck, and it's gorgeous. And there's a lot of nuance inside this deck. I feel like when I've read with it, very limited so far, I've wanted to pay attention to, like, obviously the light, because it's the darkness of light. So you want to see how the way where the light is shining, what that means. And also I think that there's a real story in the minors, and there's definitely things to pay attention to, because it's a dark deck, but there is color, but there are things to pay attention to. And I like a deck that makes me do that, because essentially it's a I mean, I think it has, I'm not sure if it has like if the majors are kind of like Marseille-esque, but it's a Waite Smith clone, you know, that does kind of its own thing. But like, you know, that's a Two of Swords card. This is our Decan card right now, but it has, I don't know, it has like nuance, and I like that. I like when a deck has, it's an easy reader with nuance. You know, so for me, an easy reader, I guess, is something that's closely tied to the Waite Smith, and it has nuance. Because, like, decks that are closely tied to the Thoth are not necessarily easy readers for me. Although I think that's, you know, I love the Thoth. But look at the dog. I love the dog that keeps popping up in this deck as well. I dig it. I think I'm going to keep this out. This might be something that I just use, like, as a kind of workhorse for myself, or I might use this for monthly medicine. It doesn't feel like it's going to be tied to the vulture theme. That might be more where this comes in too. This might be something for vulture. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so the last 3 decks that I have to show you are decks that I have not used yet, that have been sitting kind of in my collection waiting for the day. And this is the Tarot. I can't wait to use this. I like the backs. This gilding is the hurdy kind though. So I think I have it in order. I certainly do. I put it in order. I'm definitely going to be using this deck for monthly medicine. And I most certainly want to use this deck alongside the Samhain Oracle for sure. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a deck. This, I want to use this like all month long. So I think I might use it across different practices, not just in the monthly medicine. I definitely, this is so good. I can't wait to read the the quotes from Poe's writing here and see how it looks like. It's like Poe in face in the moon. That's so fantastic. Like, I love everything about that. I love this, I love the art style, and I know there's another Poe tarot out there, but like this one does it for me way better. And Edgar Allan Poe is, they're stories that you should definitely be reading from during this time. The poem The Raven, I mean, I like the poem The Raven, but I honestly prefer his short stories to his poetry. Just saying, even though I'm a poet. But like The Cask of Amontillado is probably my favorite Poe story. I also like The Fall of the House of Usher. That's another really good one. And what's the one? I love how The Simpsons, are you guys Simpsons fans? But like, I grew up on The Simpsons, and in, high school and in college watched Simpsons. But The Treehouse of Horror was like one of my favorite Halloween kind of vibes. And they always did, not always, but they often did Edgar Allan Poe stories as part of the Treehouse of Horror stories on The Simpsons. And they did The Telltale Heart. Yeah, they did The Telltale Heart. I think they did others, but The Telltale Heart is the one that I remember the most. And I love The Telltale Heart, but probably The Cask of Amontillado is my favorite Poe story. So I'm definitely going to be using the Poe tarot. So that's going to be a keeper on the desk. Okay, this is a deck that I've had for a minute that I haven't used yet. In fact, did I shuffle it even yet? This is the Fantastical Tarot. It is out of print. I've been wanting to use this deck. Oh no, I did shuffle it. Or maybe not. Not very well anyway. I've been wanting to use this deck, but I haven't found the time that I've wanted to pull it out. Like, it just hasn't come out yet. It hasn't felt right. And I'm actually looking through it now, not sure if this is the right time. This is the one that I was saying that kind of competes with this, like, Terra Nuages, because it has these, like, dark elf, fairy, I mean, the creatures in this deck feel like a dark, like a, I don't know, moody elf kind of vibe for me. See, like, look at this, the lovers, like, that's amazing. And I really like the artist that created this. She also has the fairy tarot. So these feel like they live in the Fae world. I don't know if it's time yet for this deck. I know this deck is just waiting for its time to be, but this is not it. This is not it. Nope. I want to use it. I do, and I think it's really cool, but it's not its time right now. God, look at that High Priestess. Ugh. Would you look at it? It's so cool. Yeah, but I don't think it's time for the deck right now, even though I can't wait to use it eventually. I'll see. Like, does that something that you guys do, that you just like, I know I have this deck, I liked it, and I was drawn to it when I ordered it and got it. But it wasn't, when I got it in my hands, I wasn't ready to use it yet, but I know it's there. And like, I mean, I don't know how long I've not used it. That's another thing I should probably explore, but I know I know it's gonna come out, because I've been doing this long enough now, that I feel like I can say that things have sat for a while, and then when they do come out, it's been a really exciting time. And last but not least is the Haunted House, Tarot of Haunted House. It really bothers me that there's not an article like Tarot of the Haunted House or Tarot of a Haunted House. Just Tarot of Haunted House. Am I supposed to say it with that like effect? Tarot of Haunted House. God, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm such a dork right now. So, this deck, is it still in order? Yep, it's still in order. I've seen it around. It's been around. That's Jeff Bridges. Hello, are you with me? Who, was it Rumor? Did you say that this is Jeff Bridges? Or Julie? Somebody said this is Jeff Bridges. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, it's Jeff Bridges. This deck has been around for a while, and it's really cool because it's a storyline of this central character that goes through the entire deck. So it's Sasha Graham and Marco, I can't pronounce his last name. Mirko? Yeah, Pier Federici. So Sasha Graham, oh, you know, I didn't take out the Darkwood Tarot. That's telling. I have the Darkwood Tarot and I didn't take it out. That is telling. But I use that deck a lot. So maybe that's why I just didn't even think of it, because I wanted to give some of these newer decks a chance. I just like to rotate things, right? Oh, look at this. Yeah, this is going to be good. And I definitely think I want to use this deck for the monthly medicine. This will be a deck for the monthly medicine. Have I picked out 4 decks that I want to use for the monthly medicine? So we said the Hayworth Tarot, the Poe Tarot, Haunted House now, and the Raven's Prophecy. Yeah. So then the other decks are probably going to be used for other things. Maybe Tarot Noirs. I don't know. I still don't know. It'll happen when I'll reach for it that week, you know, like at the beginning of the week. So starting this week, I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick. But I definitely, gosh, The Shining. I mean, that's The Shining, of course, right? So, ooh, this is creepy. This is a really creepy deck, but also really pretty. I'm interested in the narrative, and I think because the monthly medicine this time is a story, I think this will definitely work well. I'm not sure about this deck, though. We'll see how it works out for me. But I think it's definitely going in the pile of what I will likely use this month. All right, so that's it. That is my month to come. Thank you for sticking around with me while I figured all this stuff out. These are the decks that I think that I'm most excited about using. I love the Seasons of the Witch. I love the way that this Poe Tarot looks. I'm excited to get into it. And I know I love the Hayworth Tarot. So I'm very much looking forward to working with these decks and the others that I showed you. I'm excited in general for October and for the practices that I'm going to get into. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with me, and I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day.